Hello and welcome to Nikolai's Genetics Lessons, and today I have prepared another video about Rh-positive and negative blood groups. And as usual, I recommend you to stop video here, read the questions, choose your correct answers, and when you would be ready you can run video again and you can compare your answers with my answers and explanations. So here's the first question: who is at greatest risk for Rh mother-fetus incompatibility problems? And here is the 4 answers to choose from. And first of all, for those of you who don't know what is a mother-fetus incompatibility, it depends on the blood group, whether it can be Rh-positive and negative. So imagine that mother connected with fetus with help of placenta. So here is a fetus site, and blood doesn't go directly to the fetus, but it looks like, from the technical point of view, like heat exchanger, when we have 2 blood systems, one of the fetus, another of the mother. And here we have network of membranes, and only very small particles like sugars, hormones, oxygen can penetrate this barrier here. But sometimes very small proteins, such as small amount of blood, can penetrate both sides, from mother side to fetus side and from fetus side to mother side. And imagine that mother would be Rh negative, that means her genotype would be minus, and fetus can be Rh positive, so genotype of the fetus can be heterozygous, so minus and plus, or plus and plus. So here plus stands for the presence of the Rh protein on the surface of the red blood cell, and minus stands for the absence. So we are diploid, so we have this gene in 2 copies. And as you understand, one copy can be from for example, mother side, another from the father side, and here we see that one gene from both parents represent Rh positive genes or alleles. And actually this minus stands not for the form of allele, it stands for the absence of this allele. So as you see, when mother is Rh negative, mother is homozygous for this Rh factor. And fetus has some protein on the surface of the red blood cells that mother doesn't have. And when such proteins penetrate to the mother blood system, mother's immune system may start to produce antibodies. So antibodies would kill red blood cells of the fetus. Usually this doesn't happen during first pregnancy, because it takes a time to develop these antibodies. But with second pregnancy, if fetus also would be Rh positive, reaction of the immune system would be much faster, and usually this leads to the miscarriages during the first months of pregnancy, or if child would be born, the child would have serious health problems. So now when you know theory, we can answer our question. It's hard to give an answer if you don't know, you only can guess, but here is the numbers. First of all, answer D, all are equally at risk, and this is not true, because all the groups has different occurrence of Rh positive and Rh negative blood groups. For example, answer C, Native Americans, has almost 0% of people who belongs to the Rh negative blood group. So most of the Native Americans has Rh positive blood group. And as for the Africans, Africans has occurrence of the Rh negative blood group between 1% and 7%. And as for the Europeans, Europeans has between 10% and 20%. So For example, in Spain, almost 20% of the people belong to the Rh negative blood group. And of course, occurrence of this Rh mother-fetus incompatibility would be higher in those groups where we can find higher numbers of the people who belong to the Rh negative blood group. So our answer would be answer A. Next question. If the father of the fetus is Rh positive and the mother is Rh negative, what are the chances that there would be a mother-fetus incompatibility problem? Assume that the couple has already had a child and that there has been no medical treatment to prevent this problem. So what we know the genotype of the mother because we know that mother is Rh negative. That means we know her genotype. Her genotype would be negative for both genes, and the name of the gene is gene D. So gene D stands for the Rh positive factor, and small d or blank space stands for the absence of this gene. So we know that mother doesn't have this gene and its products on the surface of the red blood cells, but we don't know the genotype of the father. So we can suggest that father can be whether heterozygous and would be Rh positive, or father can be homozygous for this trait, and both of his genes would produce this factor D that defines whether blood would be Rh positive, belong to this group, or would be Rh negative. So let's draw a Punnett square, and now we can predict results for both scenarios. So here we have negative and positive, negative and positive, negative and negative, negative and negative here. So as you see, 50% of the progeny would be Rh positive. That means that 50% of the children would be Rh positive and mother would be Rh negative, and 50% of the children would be heterozygous. So that means that mother may experience fetus-mother incompatibility. So in this first scenario, this would be 50%. And in the second scenario, when father would be homozygous for the Rh positive factor, we may see the picture as follows. So here we would have negative positive here, negative positive here, and negative positive here, because positive is dominant, so positive is capital D and negative is small d. So as you see here, 100% of the progeny would be Rh positive. So this is going to be 100%. So now we can choose our answer, and our answer would be between 50% and 100% of the progeny may have this mother-fetus incompatibility. And our answers, answer A, 100%, this is not true. As you see, with this scenario, 50% of the children wouldn't have this problem, so we can cross out this answer. Answer B, at least 50%, and this is true, so this is our answer, because our answer lays between 50% and 100%. And answer C, less than 50%, this is not true, and 0% also not true. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.